Hi, I'm Kevin Knauss, InsureMeKevin.com. Welcome to my house, my backyard, and my home office. This is our little mid-century modern home built in 1968 off a String Brothers design. We call it a double wide with a carport. I ripped out the grass during the drought and put in some drought tolerant plants in this little pathway. You'll notice the pathway is raised, and that is because we actually have a flooding problem here. And we needed the extra height to direct the water away from the house towards the side yard. We found this little guy in the backyard when we moved in. Nice little face on him, carved into stone.
So the water's coming in from the street, and the creek is overflowing its bank, going around carport and into the backyard. Got about 4 more inches, and then the house will flood.
Oh, garden paths are always so fun. I've tried to recreate one. And it also serves the dual purpose of directing the water to the side yard. If we do have a flood, which has happened 3 times, and I guess the home has flooded before, the water jumps the inlet down the road and then flows down the street, and then of course water wanting to seek its lowest level flows between our house towards the back. Some little raised beds we put in, keep the area clear. The metal on the right side is my experiment on weed control as opposed to using Roundup. The creek channel here, and it is a creek, it is the original Linda Creek that was put into a 3-foot drainage pipe that runs in front of the house and then daylights on the other side of our neighbor. But this area can be completely flooded with water. During a regular little rainstorm like this, we'll have a couple inches of water flowing in this channelized area. Before, it was just kind of concrete and just grew weeds and mosquitoes and whatnot. So I figured I'd formally channelize it. A little bit better control.
A river in the backyard. Taking this for my insurance company, and I own flood insurance. Hopefully I won't have to use it.
And this is our bird sanctuary. And squirrels. Lots of squirrels hang out here. And kind of fun to watch them play when I'm out in the afternoon. We have a little wind chime here as well. We picked this up at the Whole Earth Festival in Davis. The backyard is actually fairly good size, but that is because PG&E high tension power lines run over it, so it gives us a little bit of extra room. And even though I don't really like turf grass, it is easier to mow and keep down. As you can see, there's a lot of, well, they will be California poppies. We try and do sometimes a little garden back here. I'm experimenting again with more weed control with the black plastic that I'll take off. And then I've put down some Amazon, lots of Amazon cardboard boxes to try and keep down the weeds. And I know that they'll just kind of just degenerate. But a nice area and a view of the back of the house from the garden path. With all the wildfires that we've had in California, PG&E has been very diligent at trimming trees, and they took out a very large oak tree, I think 2 oak trees, that were about 30 foot in height. So we lost a lot of shade, but we understand you need to be careful. And it is springtime, and the weeds are growing on the path. We've got about 5 oak trees on the property and lots of volunteers. They grow like weeds. A lot of the rocks, granite rocks that ring the turf area, are from the property. They weren't imported. This large granite outcropping, as you can see, I kind of excavated it to make it bigger. That is not a Native American petroglyph. My son did that when he was young. But you can see how big this granite is underlying the area, and hence the name Granite Bay. And this one in the middle of the turf area, which is nice. The cat likes to come sit on it and sunbathe, and I like to prop myself up and get some sun, watch the squirrels play, and possibly if you're talking to me on the phone and you hear birds in the background, it's because I'm out here enjoying nature. This is a Howard Miller mid-century modern wall clock, translucent. Not sure who designed it. Has a nice bim bam chime to it. Keeps reasonably good time. This is a mid-century modern clock I had built into the bamboo cabinets when we had the kitchen redone. Kind of like a bank clock, kind of fun. This is one of those iconic eye clocks, mid-century modern, battery operated, fills the space, looks kind of neat. This is my latest acquisition, an Art Nouveau clock. I believe made in Germany about 1910, all oak with Art Nouveau carvings and design elements on it. Keeps very good time. I've had the movement reworked. There's a very nice chime sound to it.
This is an Atmos clock I picked up several years ago. I believe this was made in the 1960s, and it is powered by atmospheric changes. It has a torsion pendulum that goes back and forth and ticks every 30 seconds as that bottom torsion pendulum rotates.
And here we have the home office. This map is the Western United States, printed in 1865, that I pulled out of a book. It is printed on onion skin and hand-painted watercolor. A sunburst or starburst clock. This is a nice Vienna regulator clock. I really like the beveled glass on it. It has kind of a nasty chime on it, but it keeps really excellent time. Of course, the workspace. If you're talking to me, this is where I'll be sitting on the computer. Over here we have another mid-century modern clock, Howard Miller, George Nelson design. I call it the coffin clock. I think other people do too. Keeps reasonably good time, if not a little bit loud on the tick-tock. It has a German movement. This map is from 1848, original. I picked up in London. And it is the gold fields from the Sacramento River up through the American rivers. Sacramento City isn't even listed on the map. Here's some other clocks I've collected over the years, ceramic ones. I like that little TV looking one. This is an arts and crafts clock that I had working for many, many years. And I just need to find a good place in the home to get it up and running again. And over here is a schoolhouse clock I picked up at an estate sale from New Haven Clock Company. It also keeps very good time when it was running. So you can see lots of clocks. I like clocks. I like history.